Hello everybody, this is Rita of the Shadow. Welcome. So it's been a while since I'm interacting with you in this manner. I hope you enjoy it. But so yeah, so where was I? So the point of this video is that we will, try to see where we are, and then where we are going also, and why. And so yeah, so why do I study this science? Oh well, because I am always deeply interested in the personality type of thing, because I think that in the world there are a lot of conflict which is not necessary, or sometimes it's necessary, but how people handling those conflicts are very poor. And the reason for that is because people do not understand each other, like do not understand other people's way of thinking. And so it is my idea that if people can understand what each other are thinking a bit better, then they would react to it in a different way. So even though they may still have very strong feelings or opinions which they perceive as absolute truth or fact, that should not be compromised in their own set of values. And but they can still come to a compromise with people who disagree or think differently from them, because they understand that not everybody shares this same way of thinking. And so yeah, so my idea is not to remove conflict, is to improve on how people react to conflict. And this is like part of the response from my discussion with one of my friends on CPT Discord. So yeah, so I lost track of what I was thinking. So yeah, so through studying all these different series, and then even though I understand like everybody's all different and everybody have like the unique worldview and all of that, but the typology theory make me wonder, just very curious about this, like is there an underlying mechanism that is influencing all of us in some way or another? So that is the purpose of researching this topic at all, and then trying to be helpful in my own way. And yeah, so I'm doing this channel because if I'm spending time and then I'm finding out something interesting, I want to share with you guys that hopefully you'll find this interesting, and just to in my own way to be helpful, give you a alternative perspective, because that is what I tend to want to do for people, like because I can see there are other points of view that someone else may or may not have considered, and I just want to show them that. And hopefully they can see it my way, or at least consider it. And so yeah, so this video might get a bit long. I don't know if it's short enough to be fit in the introduction, but anyhow, so that's why I'm studying technology, and because through my own understanding, and I built a prototype for a theory, but it's not complete, or it's more like a visual presentation of something that based on what I learned so far. And right now I call it cognitive alchemy. I might change it at a moment, but I might not. But anyway, so in cognitive alchemy, so the more that I find connection, and the more I combine it into the the representation. So we have the leaf and the petal, and the three movements, and the cognitive networks. They are all converging into the cognitive source, the source of cognition, like the web, the cognitive web. And so it means that in the end there's no type actually. So it's like a big picture perspective that show you what is the end result. The end result is that there is no type, and that someone who has achieved mastery can use all the cognitive functions, or the cognitive function doesn't actually exist. It's just a metaphor for a preference. So, and everybody have different preference, and you can consider those preferences as kind of a diagram of sort, or a blob of something, So if the cognitive, the cognitive mapping, or your MBTI score, or your type code is suggesting a pattern that is like a uniformly cut pie, or uniformly cut territory, like everybody of each type is occupying a different parts of territory in the mind, and it's not so organized. It's like a bit interlocked, but nevertheless clear and separate. But our cognitive mapping is this blob, and which will superimpose on this map, and this blob will have a tendency to occupy the territory of one type the most, and we call that your cognitive mapping, or your type. But that doesn't mean that you are limited to that territory. It means that you occupying that territory the most. So I hope that makes sense, and it also means the type does not in any way limit your individuality. So in fact, it has nothing to do with your individuality, and your individuality is unique to you. So that is what I wanted to say in this long video is like finally getting to the point. And okay, so if you want to go into this CPT dive with me, then I'm happy to share it with you. And if you're not interested, that's okay too. And thank you for watching this video, but I will have, you know, other content that may be related to typology or other stuff also. So anyways, so yeah, so if you are interested in CPT, then there are additional things that you should keep in mind, that maybe if you are familiar with the MBTI series or C.S. Joseph's version of MBTI series also, or other schools such as socionics and other schools. And I think it's not just for CBT, but any time you learn something new, like it's something new but related to the same kind of a bigger subject like typology, if you're studying a different school, it's a good idea to put everything you have learned before into a secure lockbox and just learn this new thing as if you haven't done anything before. And I think that way is a bit easier than trying to justify XYZ things and how is that different from, you know, maybe you will see something that are different, and that's okay, because diversity is beautiful. And so yeah, so what was I saying again? So anyways, so my tummy was growling. I lost track. And oh yeah, so if you can put all that aside, then I just wanted to tell you, like, because everything is a blob, so then you can consider, like, perhaps the full, you know, the what are those again? Intuition and sensing and thinking and feeling, those four big groups, they also don't really exist. Like, they are just representation of a polarity. So remember how Carol Young mentioned, like, rational versus irrational, you know. So it's that kind of situation. So it could be like, just when you reach one end, rational, irrational is the, what is that again? That is perfect perceiving versus judging function, right? And within irrational, the perceiving function is further divided into sensing and intuition. So in that sense, you know, you can consider it like a spectrum. That's why I wanted to say, yes, like a spectrum. So sensing and sensing and intuition, they are just two different extremes, like same as introversion versus extroversion. They're just two different extremes, and everybody is occupying, a bit of both, and you can change it, like depends on the situation, you are using it differently. So that is to say, like, your combination is dynamic. And so yeah, so the mapping is a description of the average of this blob, so you can imagine this blob is always moving, but there will be like a general tendency, like it will always still like going into the territory of one type the most. That is the idea. And so yeah, I think this video is done enough, and thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.